Hi everyone, good morning. This is Jack from Aurate. I hope you're well. Thank you to everybody who commented and sent me private messages about my video the other day where I talked about my journey through the third bout of cancer that I'm experiencing at the moment. And I really appreciate all your well wishes and kind thoughts. I wanted to do another video that was probably a little bit more upbeat. There's no doubt it's been horrible, and the thing I talked about a little bit that I want to explore in more detail over the next few videos really is the inner work, because whilst the physical manifestation of the disease and what I've been going through is bad enough, what can almost feel as challenging, and in some ways more challenging, is being brave enough to do the inner work. And what I mean by inner work is to work on the emotional, psychological, subconscious things that are within our being. Those who know me well know I talk about being and doing a lot. And our being is not just our body. It's not just our mind, but there is an energy field around us. There is technology that we don't fully understand. And I'm very well aware that when I talk about these things, people kind of get that look where you go, how weird is she? Well, I think in order to understand the weirdness, you've got to understand the wiredness. How are we wired? How are we put together? And I think we understand a lot about the medical side of things, where we've been able to dissect and operate and examine the physical side of our body. But we are very, very unaware of what else makes us up, why we have the belief systems we have, the prejudices we have, the limiting beliefs we have, the confidence or lack of confidence that we have. All of these things really start with self-awareness. And it's that self-awareness that is the start of the inner work. And so the invitation when you work with a coach or when you work on some mindfulness of your own is how to get more self-awareness of what's actually going on with you. This has been really the key to me getting through what I've got through so far, in the way that I have. And it also is something that really drives my work. And coming from as I have through loads of stuff in my early life, but the whole of my sales career, and then into coaching, and then coming back to the sales community with coaching, is because what I love is when I guide somebody inside themselves to look what is true for them. That moment of self-realization, when there's silence, when the penny drops, when there is a rewiring going on in terms of the perception of how you see things, maybe how you see yourself, how you see the world, how you see that situation we're working on, that is magical. It really is transformational. And it's what makes me joyful in the work that I do. I love guiding people through that. And for me, the sales process is one of guiding. It's not one of pushing. It's not one of trying to manipulate. I mean, that's very, very old world, old school. That's how it used to be. A lot of what I was trained on was around that. And I always hated it. And yet I loved the conversations I was having with clients and prospects and prospective clients, I mean. So understanding how we're wired might seem a bit weird at first, and it only gets weirder the more you open up to those things. And the the reason I'm laughing is because, and it's perfect. You know, it's always interesting, fascinating, and revelatory in terms of the self-realizations of why you are the way you are. And also what you can do about that if it's not serving you in the right way or in the best way for now. And that self-awareness is about understanding and opening your consciousness. I talked to you the other day about a spiritual awakening, and that's really what this is. It's about self-realization of what, you know, is your level of consciousness and how you can unencumber yourself, unburden yourself from the things that are holding you back. And typically that is, you know, whatever's gone before in your life that doesn't really help you to achieve what you want or what your soul desires, your heart desires. So understanding that in myself and then going in and healing some of that as much as possible. And it's all laid down in layers, and therefore we've got to uncover it in layers, and it takes time. And integrating that into any change into the way you know, how that gets rewired, and integrating all of that new reality is part of that process. So for me, knowing how sales works in terms of that guiding and understanding how we can open people up to more guidance, both from the seller's point of view and the buyer's point of view, that is a magical thing. And I think that sales guiding and sales process of taking someone through their considerations to understand what they need to do and when do they need to do that, that is one of the most noble things we can do in business. And I've worked, you know, on that belief of my own for all of my career. And it's not always the way it is in the reality out there. So that's what my work is. That's what I'm focused on. That's what makes me tick. That's what keeps me going. And that's what I'd love to help with, whether that's, you know, for you or someone you know. So those are just some thoughts for today. And embrace the inner weirdness, because that's how you understand how you're wired. And whatever that inner work starts off by, you know, what you do, whether that is a bit of mindfulness, some meditation, a walk in nature, just some self-reflection, journaling, all of these are great coaching tools to increase our self-awareness. I'll leave you with those thoughts. Thank you for watching. You can find me on our website, the links included below, and I'll check in again soon.